job at the end of the world. I work security, protecting men from the dangers they cannot see. There's not a second goes by when I'm not thinking of you in some way.
Going home, guys. Let's keep it moving.
To ask you, when I'm delivering my questions, I want to be more epic and awesome like Liam Neeson. Can you give me some tips on how to like deliver my questions cooler like you?
I think you're doing very well.
Think so?
Yeah.
Am I intimidating? I want to be like intimidating.
You are a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You're scared?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tiny bit.
All right. A little bit scared. You're putting yourself through some pretty brutal elements in this movie. And the brilliant aspect about this movie is how realistic it feels, because you guys were actually there.
Yes.
As an actor, where is that balance between being too realistic and also not hurting yourself as a human being, as hurting yourself as an actor?
Well, all I can say is with this was that the last thing any of us thought about, or the cast I'm talking about, was acting. It was just, it was a struggle getting into all the gear in the morning, all the thermal underwear and all the undergarments you had to wear just to survive, and that was like a workout in itself, just putting that stuff on. You'd literally break into a sweat in your trailer putting this stuff on you. So there was very little acting, you know what I mean? And I hate seeing acting in inverted commas anyway in films. I don't know. We all loved the script. We were there to serve the script, and there was no big egos at stake at all, which was fantastic. And I don't know what else to say. I miss my cast. I miss my guys.
Fire. Then we find food. If we don't move and work now, we're all freeze to death.
One of my favorite scenes in the whole movie is the scene when you're talking to Frank about being scared, but also because like I was sitting there thinking to myself, we can't tell that you're scared, but you're hiding it and keeping it underneath. As an actor, has there ever been a role of yours that you've played where you were genuinely scared on set, but you had to keep it to yourself because you were obviously performing a character?
Well, I was scared in this film. And certainly in the first week I was, because it was so cold. It was like minus 40 degrees. And all you can think about is trying to stay warm. And it was, you know, there were some blizzard scenes and stuff, which is all real. There's no CGI there.
Right.
We were all the cast were very nervous and a little bit scared, because we were trudging through virgin snow that sometimes was up to here, sometimes was up to here. And you just didn't really know where you were going, you know. And but we did it. We went for it, and but that was a little bit scary, yeah.
Somebody will find us.
They gotta know that plane went off the radar.
Nobody's gonna find us. Not here. We figure out what way is south, and we start walking.
This will be one of those wild stories you tell at a party.
What is it? Get up! Get up!
Don't move. Stare right back at him.
And this is a pretty deeply emotional role. A lot of philosophical elements to it, and finding God and dealing with life. When you walk away from a film like this, or any film in your career, have you ever walked away with different viewpoints of the world? Do you ever keep characteristics of those characters with you? Do you change?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, because you're kind of living it for the length of the movie. You know, the length of the movie shoot. You know. And so little bits of character, little bits of other actors' characters fall off on you, stick to you, you know, and things that actors would say to you. I mean, this particular group, we got very, very close during the shoot. We really became a band of brothers, and there's things Frankie would say or Dermot would say that I remember and will remember fondly for the rest of my life, you know.
Now, I live in D.C., and it only gets down to, like, I don't know, 32 degrees there or whatever, and we'll do reporting outside, and sometimes I can't get my words out of my mouth because it's so cold and you can't speak. You're in 20-degree below weather here with 60-mile-per-hour winds. How do you speak your dialogue?
That was hard too. That was really difficult. I got 2 or 3 times I got a little bit brain freeze where I just didn't know how to form words.
Right.
It was like being a little bit punch drunk, you know.
Yeah.
And that happened to me 2 or 3 times. It was a bit scary, but we did it. We got through it, you know.
If we can get to that tree line, we can better defend ourselves. Go! Hold on!
You gotta be kidding me.
We can climb down.
If we fall in a river, we got a better chance of finding shelter. How are we gonna deal with this?
We take them on, one at a time. I want to see your face, feel your hands in mine.
Don't stop! It's funny because like you're watching this film and you're thinking to yourself, these guys are really out there. I mean, I couldn't imagine even trying to talk. Like when I'm in D.C., we'll go on TV and do reporting in 32-degree weather, and I can't speak.
Yeah.
How the hell do you get your dialogue out?
Well, you know, there you have a frozen face, kind of. So you do. You know, it's funny. Sometimes you'll see it in a movie where the boy and the girl in their springtime in their T-shirts, and you can tell it's freezing cold because their lips are frozen. At least in this movie, it doesn't take you out of the film.
No.
Yeah,
The way it does
it's
with
part of
the
it.
Master
It's part of
film
it.
I just discussed.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually didn't even recognize you
Right.
for the first hour or so, and then you took your glasses off.
Right.
And I'm like, there he is. I'm like, where is he? I'm
Where's
like,
D?
it
He's
was-
been here the whole time.
I know. Was that a conscious decision on your part?
In a way, it was for sure. Now, part of it is that I knew that we were going to have some sort of hat or head, and that you're going to have some sort of scarf or shirt or something. So you're only dealing with this much of the actors anyway.
Right.
So then, in talking with Joe, we thought, why not put a couple other layers of whatever you want to call it, distance from the audience or protection from the elements, whatever it is. Then, when the person does open up, maybe in the scene you're referring to,
Yeah, the fire.
it's actually, you know, the guy has to come out before he goes back in. So that's how Joe was seeing it.